to our life may not be appropriate for all other audiences and hence be a little sensitive while talking about subjects such as politics, religion, etc. So today's theme is actually very interesting. COVID has given a human life, a time to relook, rebalance their life. And today's theme is the Great Resignation, which we're going to discuss today. So with COVID, we have decided to see what matters to us the most, what are the things that we want to spend time, whether it is family, whether it is but no one knows that people who have actually resigned from their organizations, whether what has really happened to them, have they really joined back, or they're still enjoying their time with whatever the things that they like to do. With that, I open the meeting and I hand over to our president, Syamala. Over to you, Toastmaster Syamala.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. Good morning and a very, very warm welcome to each one of you. I hope you are feeling awesome and excited to be a part of this Sunday session. I'm looking forward to a great moderation session by Toastmaster Srinivas because I am one of the victims of the Great Resignation. I can't tell you how much attrition I've seen over the last 6 months. So it will be really interesting to have the perspectives around the table. And if any one of you want to be hired, that's okay too. Should there be a fitment? And last but not the least, some exciting announcements. So some of our Toastmasters and Toastmaster Ganesh will also express the need for an offline meeting, an in-person meeting where all of us can see each other and have a session. So we are really happy and proud to say that the Amenity Center in Palm Meadows is open and all of us would be able to get together next Sunday. So while the way forward will be decided at a point in time, I think it is really important for all of us who have not even seen each other to come together and have a meet and greet and an in-person meeting next Sunday. Francis will talk more about the modalities of that meeting towards the end of this session. On that note, I would like to give it to the TMOD of the day. Over to you, TMOD.
Toastmaster Srinivas, are you there? You can take it over. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamala, for that heads up. I think Aparna Krishnan, Toastmaster Aparna Krishnan has already messaged. She's looking forward to the physical meeting.
I am so eagerly waiting for it. I'm so bored not being able to meet people in person.
We all got that fatigue of online meetings, and in some time that network, the physical connection, we've lost it. It's because of that people got into, they've become very complacent in joining any kind of online meeting, both of it. We want to resume it, and thank you very much for it. We are looking forward to it. Well, dear Toastmasters and guests, a very warm welcome to this Meadows Toastmasters Club meeting. My name is Srinivas, and the theme for today is about some unprecedented that has happened, and this generation especially have never seen: the Great Resignation. I see a lot of smiles. Approximately 1 in 4 US workers quit the jobs in 2021, with 4.5 jobs in November. I'm talking about these figures are less than India. 4.5 million jobs in November alone, November 2021 alone. A mass exodus sparked the pandemic, sustained by a growing shift in workplace expectations. A survey of 30,000 plus workers within Microsoft has revealed that 41% of are considering quitting, abnegating, or changing professions this year. And also a study of UK and Irish workers by Prasanna found that 8% those to resign within the next 6 months. They don't accept any change. They prefer to live, work in the same company unless they're forced to court, they are planning, 38% of them are planning to resign within the next 6 months to a year. And it appears that the great resignation is not yet over, causing stress to many employers around the globe. What exactly is driving so many employees to change careers or abandon the work altogether? There are many reasons why this has happened, but before I get into the reasons, I would like to invite the members to give their opinion. I think these resignations are happening. You give yours, then we'll continue with the with what I have collected.
Toastmaster Srinivas, this could be the place is not so accommodative. The culture or habitat is not assisting for us to stay in the place.
More than others. For instance, the hospitality sector, the tourist sector, the people who run taxis and so on, the travel airlines industry. So many of these industries were severely impacted, and obviously for the businesses to sustain without any revenues was difficult. Yeah. So there was a lot of pressure also on from employer side in some industry sectors, and that also resulted in a lot of and as well as followed by resignations as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You gave the perspective from the employers because they're not able to run the business. And in turn, they had to cut down on a lot of costs and indirectly put pressure on employees to be more productive. That means, the employees were asked to do 2 or 3 times of their workload. Absolutely, sir. Anybody else? Toastmaster Shyamala, you're the first one to raise this. So your opinion as an employer as well as employee. You're both, right?
All of us, yeah, all of us are both, but yes. So first thing is, as an employee, I would say that these times are unprecedented. The kind of raises certain skill sets are getting is unimaginable or unthought of a couple of years ago. So anybody who really wants to make the jump and anybody who really wants to push their bottom line, if you will, into a larger bracket, opportunity. And what is happening even more is you will find that somebody is giving the notice period. They've already taken up an offer. And then in between that, they find 2 other offers. They're able to leverage one offer for several other offers. So multiple times you also experience no-shows, which unfortunately is very unprofessional from the standpoint of an employer, but is the norm of the day. And this is not just at lower rounds, but even at the higher rounds. So very recently, we had a director who was a no-show. And that speaks a lot about how hot the market is. In terms of employer's perspective, it is a time to relook because as someone rightly pointed out, COVID has taught us multiple things. It has helped us prioritize. It has helped us, or it has kind of made us value family more because in these times you suddenly realize that also all that social circle you have on social media does not necessarily translate to loved ones. So it has made us rethink everything. And thirdly, flexibility is the norm of the day. How innovative are you as an employer? And any day culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you may have the best strategy, but unless you have the culture to back it up, the employee is not going to stay. Given that it is a demand market. I think Toastmaster wants to share something. Master Apoorv.
Yeah. Toastmaster Shyamala has given the abridged version of the entire theme. In fact, she has clubbed all the important points. But yes, over to Toastmaster Apoorv.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamala. So, as you mentioned 2 things. One is the culture of the company, and the second one is people moving and taking other offer letters between offer letters. So I actually had a conversation about this with a couple of HRs just a couple of days ago, because I'm in one of the recruiting teams as well. And so here's the thing. The thing is, loyalty kind of works both ways. If you want the employee or people to be loyal to your company, you need to show them loyalty. Specifically, one of the big mass recruiter companies that I previously worked for, in that, just because they had the bell curve kind of appraisal formula, because everybody in the team was performing well and you were actually performing decently, but not as good as these guys, you would not get a good rating and you would be automatically put in a PIP program or something like that. When you have stuff like this, how do we expect people to kind of consider, okay, like, and the thing is, as us employees, we move into one company or the other, same way the same HRs also move from one company to the other, right? And so these same practices kind of mushroom into every other organization, and then you have a trust deficit on both sides. And as you rightly pointed out, Toastmaster Shyamala, that the culture of the company is kind of built by the HRs. But the HRs actually give a sense of loyalty. Like the company is actually on the looking out for people like the employees, like the smallest level employee. Then you would actually have people retaining, and that you will also have people saying, okay, no, you know what, I don't want to get blacklisted by this company. Nobody cares about being blacklisted by any company right now. Over to you, back, TMOD.
Yeah, thank you for that. People have reached the threshold where they don't care about many things other than their own life. They've seen so many other things which are bigger than the job or the company. Anybody else wants to take a shot?
Hello everyone, Shoaib here.
Yeah, sure.
So one thing which I believe is that because of the pandemic and work from home culture, people have also found out ways. Just a second, there's not at my.
Go ahead. It's okay.
Yeah, so people have found a lot of time at their disposal, and like they are doing a lot of freelancing as well. So the freelancing area is also growing. Okay, so that might be one of the reasons where like people are in a way resigning from doing something which they are told to do, and then they are trying to go into the direction where they can work for freelance and actually work more towards their passion, work towards more what they actually want to do.
Right.
So that's better from me.
Absolutely. What I hear is the work from home factor has contributed to people working in multiple companies, people who have free time. I heard that they've taken up a couple of offers simultaneously working, even though it is not the right thing to do. But they've been doing it. And that is one of the reasons why companies are eager to bring back their employees back to the office. Well, some of the reasons given by like some of the HRs or some of the professionals, they think these are the reason why this is happening right now. Employees were demotivated and depressed in remote work environment. Working at home wasn't easy with family and no cut-off times. Some people are asked to do, especially the mothers, working mothers, they have no time, especially if they have to work 8 to 9 hours, with manage the kids, manage school, the other stuff. It's not easy at all during these times. And also remote working opportunities opened up the job market in the entire world. India or Karnataka place where you look out for a job, it's opened up globally. Talent could take up job anywhere. That's another reason. The third one, what we see a lot of new projects coming in is because this COVID had led to transformation of various sectors powered by technology and hence have boomed. This attracted investments in startups. The startups started offering crazy salaries to talent. All of these factors resulted in great resignation. Talent realized they have more options than ever. This is the first time talent has so much power with them. And for some employees, the pandemic has prompted a shift in priorities, encouraging them to become stay-at-home parents, start their own businesses, pursue their own dream careers. However, the latest report by Limeade shows that the vast majority of workers have left because they were unhappy with their roles. They were unhappy before. They were unhappy now, but people have, like Toastmaster Aparna said, sitting at home, they started introspecting their priorities. And since they're unhappy in their roles, they started leaving and looking out. But one of the major reasons cited by the report is that 40% of the employees cited burnout as a top reason for leaving the job. This burnout is not across all the industries. In fact, some industries where work was possible, they were forced to close down. So people, most of the government employees were enjoying a holiday for 2 months, 3 months. But it's not the same in hospitality industry. It's not the same in healthcare industry. A lot of people couldn't handle it. And in the city, in tier 2 cities, a lot of hospitals, a lot of healthcare, a lot of restaurants, hotels, they're all closed. And one of their key motivation for their previous roles. Well, we are already on top of the time. We will start the session and we'll come back to the theme after the break. Every Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 segments. First one is prepared speeches, where the speaker delivers a speech based on the objectives and their pathway level. Time given is usually 5 to 7 minutes. The second segment is another interesting segment, table topic segment. Toastmasters and sometimes guests will be given a topic on the spot, and they have to talk about the topic for nearly 1 to 2 minutes. The third is the evaluation segment, most important as it carves you into a better speaker. Your evaluator will provide comments and areas to be improved, including the body language. Well, before we start the session, I would like to introduce our general evaluator for today, a HR professional and a dedicated Toastmaster, Ujjawal. Over to you, sir.
Since Ujjawal has not joined yet, I'll be taking over as the general evaluator. So thank you.
Fine.
Yes,
that's fine.
So thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. So a very good morning to all the Toastmasters present here. Welcome to Meadows Toastmasters Club. As all of the previous Toastmasters are introduced and welcomed all of you. So as all of you know, I will be the general evaluator for today's session. I don't have much of a time to explain my role during the meeting, but to put it in a gist or in short, I will be evaluating the entire session right from the beginning minute till the end, and I'll be sharing the good and the practices that can be improved a little bit better so that the quality of the meeting gets improved every single time. So that's the gist of what me and my team will be doing. To assist me, I'll be having a team of 3 members, which includes the timer, our counter, and grammarian. So I'll be calling upon the timer, Toastmaster Prajawal, to briefly introduce his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Prajawal.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I'll be taking up the role as a timer. And as we know, time is a very important thing and precious in our life. So I'll be helping all the people, like all the contestants with their time, helping them manage the time. So I'll be showing a green, like we have a time limit for every speech for prepared speeches and table topic masters, table topic. For prepared speeches, the time ranges from 5 to 7 minutes. For 5 minutes, I'll be at the end of 5 minutes, I'll be showing a green color in this way. And at the end of 6th minute, I'll be showing a yellow background. And also at the end, once it is over 7 minutes, I'll be showing a red background. And for table topics, the minimum time is 1 minute. So for till 1 minute, I'll be showing a green background. 1.5 minute, I'll be showing a yellow background. And after 2 minutes, I'll be showing red background. So I'll make note of all the durations, and I'll show my report at the last. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prajawal, for that brief introduction. Moving on to help me with counting the number of filler words, we have an counter with me. So Toastmaster Purushottam is here as the counter for the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Purushottam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch words or filler words by the speakers. During the meeting, I'll listen to overused words, including and, well, but, so, and I will also listen to filler words like So towards the end of this meeting, I'll present the report when called upon. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Francis.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purushottam, for that introduction of your role. Moving on, we have last but not the least, we have Toastmaster Ganesh, who is the grammar wizard of our club, who will be taking up the grammarian role. Though he's on the road, he's going to do a great job. There is no doubt. Over to you, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Yeah, hi, everybody. So, grammar, they say, is the soul of language, right? So even the right grammar are like the right notes of a music symphony. So I think it's very essential that we get the grammar right when we speak and write. So the word of the day today is abnegation, and it means to give up. So even though I'm on the road, I hope I don't have to abnegate my responsibilities as a grammarian, right? And as a grammarian, my role would be to evaluate everybody for the use of the word. Please try to use it as much as possible. And I request others to give a thumbs up if the word is used. And also I look for great vocabulary and also instances where the grammar is probably not right. And I'll try to come back to you at the end of the session. Back to you, Toastmaster Francis. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, for that great introduction of the word of the day and your role. I'll be putting the word of the day in the chat so that people can see the word and also the meaning and use the word as much as you can. All right, so that is the main purpose of the grammarian. So, and also another main important thing that we do in Toastmasters. So with that, I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster Srinivas. Back to you, TMOD Srinivas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Francis. Time for the first session, prepared speeches. I would like to introduce the first speaker for today. He is giving his icebreaker, very enthusiastic cyclist. And he says he loves to watch movies across all the languages. And his passion is traveling to new places. Toastmaster Prasanna, my life story, Toastmaster Prasanna. Over to you, Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thanks, Toastmaster Srinivas. Life is a challenge on the way. To challenge, stay calm. Let it choose the way it wants to. Welcome, Toastmasters and guests. This is a story of me, myself, Prasanna Kumar, introducing yourself. So when I start who I am, or what I was doing, right? So I'm gonna start with a small introduction of mine and small question of yours. So how many of them are professionally working in Bangalore just for the sake of professional, not just because you wanted to work in Bangalore? You can just raise your hands.
It's a tricky question. So.
All right. So it should be more, right? So I was born in Tamil Nadu, very a pampered kid. So my mom used to say that I was born very late, after 6 years, right? I was a very pampered kid. I was born in Tamil Nadu. Very small time I moved to Delhi. I don't remember the time when I moved there, but it was a very little time over there. And then I came back to Tamil Nadu again. I was very naughty. I was very pampered. a very small family. My father was a civil engineer who used to travel a lot, and we were not able to accommodate his travel because it was quite often that he has to travel. So my mom decided that we would stay in a place rather than traveling across. So myself, my mother, and my sister, we were staying in Tamil Nadu, and my father used to travel across for the professional front. And I always been into Tamil Nadu, and it was I started my schooling there, started everything across in the same place. Quite used to the culture, I then decided that this is a place which I have to stay across, and I don't want to move at any given point of time. And it's been close to 20 plus years I had been in Tamil Nadu, and it was a time. Then I decided I have to do my master's. And then I had to move to Hyderabad. It was 2008, I remember the day still. My train has to reach out at 8:30 in the morning, but the train reached out at 12 o'clock. New place, new language, new food, new culture, also new friends. I'm not sure how would I be with them. I stayed there for some time. Post that, I found a good friends there. We stayed there for a year. And second year, I got an opportunity to stay in my college. It was on campus. It was a very big campus, right? A person from a place wherein he had been sitting for 20 years. It's a new transition in a place, and specifically again, a new transition again, wherein you have into a campus which has everything else. You don't need to move out. It was a high society campus. It was very tough to be there. And I was there. I was afraid. I was not confident of a new location. Then I decided, yes, it's not a place. Let me come back again to Tamil Nadu and be there in my place, right? And 2010, I took a campus interview. I came to Chennai. Safe place, happy again, happy family, comfortable, 4 years, no issues. There was a day that my company threw me out, saying that they are closing, they're in a bad situation. What I do now? I want a job in my place itself. I searched for a job. I couldn't find. I found I have stayed in Hyderabad. Let me go again and see. 4 years later, again to Hyderabad. Starting my profession career again. New friends, new place. All pampering is gone ahead. A person who doesn't know to cook, right? I think that is the struggle again, which I had it there. And I think started making new friends. Only good thing was I had been in the place for a long time. It gave me a comfortability, but still it was a new place. Started working again, started picking up a new things there. And then being close to 4 years, I was a little happy. And 2 years I had a bachelor life, and then 2 years I had a marital life as well there. I started my marriage life as well in Hyderabad, right? So always explore the places when you have a right age. Don't wait and stick into a specific place, or don't get stuck with a specific location. Try traveling a lot. I think meeting new people will give you a great knowledge. It gives you a great privilege of things which is there in life. Life may throw many hardship at you. It's you have to mend your ways and work around the problem. Life is also full of transition. So according to me, you should go with the flow. Don't restrict yourself with a certain borders. Travel across, my friends. You can you find a new places, new food, new culture. It's time to have fun. Don't restrict yourself with certain boundaries. Thank you all.
Let's give him as a custom, we give a standing ovation to all the icebreaker speeches. Let's give him a big applause. Thank you for sharing your journey and gifts of life, Toastmaster Prasanna. I really agree with you. Traveling is life, and going with the flow like a song. Absolutely, it cannot be more than it's so much fun. And our second speaker for today is a chartered accountant. I hope we have the speaker here. Toastmaster Mohanlal? Yes.
Yes, I'm
He's a
here.
chartered accountant and seasoned Toastmaster. Also, our undisputed treasurer of our club. He's a numismatist, loves collecting silver coins, regular coins, and currency notes from across the world. He is in possession of the highest denomination note issued by any government across the world, a 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar note. Remember, a trillion is 1,000 billions. So he has a 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollar note. He has cleared his innovative planning path and secured 3 Triple Crown awards. Before I call upon the speaker, may I request our President Toastmaster Syamala to read out the objectives, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. So Toastmaster Mohan is giving his level 4 speech 1 in the communication change pathway, and his speech is titled "Not All Changes Make Sense at First." Not all changes make sense at first, Toastmaster Mohan. But before I give it over to him, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills effectively needed to communicate change to a group or organization. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice speaking about change. So let's look forward to hearing from Toastmaster Mohan about whether the change is good or not. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohan, with a big round of applause.
Just give me one moment. I think something popped up. I don't know what. I hope I'm audible.
Audible and visible.
Not all changes make sense at first. I read this quote in one of my WhatsApp group and put it up as my status. Immediately, I thought of giving my speech with this title. Change is a 6-letter word in corporate circles. Humans love to be in the comfort zone and usually resist change. One of the professionals who reported to me in my previous organization responded to the comment by mentioning, "Some don't make sense till the last, XXX, name withheld for confidentiality." He was referring to our organization where we work together. I recall a change I brought in an earlier organization with respect to the most important aspect of an employee, performance appraisal. In the industry I'm part of, delivering decent to good quality work is the topmost priority, and ascertaining quality of the work delivered is a pain at the not so disclosable part of the body for managers and above. I came up with a solution by designing a quality scorecard. This required seniors to give a score to their juniors on the basis of quality they felt they had delivered. Now, this was a phenomenal change with respect to deriving a quality score. Team members were terrified as to if they got a low score, what would happen? Not to abnegate my responsibility as the HR Spock from the business side, I undertook the task of communicating this change to the entire audit practice of 400 odd professionals. Having thought of this, I felt a small group would be better to make them aware of this particular change as such than just sending out an email and making all comply with the requirements. I held in all around 15 sessions with level-wise groups, managers, senior associates, and made them understand how this would be for their better. I chose the two extremes. How one can get a score of 3 being the best, and how one can get a score of 1 being the lowest. 1.8 was the actual, which we set as the benchmark, minimum benchmark to achieve. How this went? Well, that's a long story. And to cut it short, I would repeat, as human beings, love to be in the comfort zone and resisting change is our second nature. But this was accepted well by most of the professionals. However, we did have few professionals who resisted this new method of calculating quality. The first year of adoption had its share of hiccups, with team leaders not responding to the request made by their juniors. As well, there were team leaders who did not raise the request to us managers as well. Being wiser with the year one experience, we inculcated a goal inside the goal sheet itself, wherein the team leaders, professionals, they have to raise and or respond to a request for quality score. This worked extremely well, and eventually we had 99% compliance to this. Why 99%? Because you still have that 1% who don't care. As in, they were in that level where it did not make them a difference. Let me expand it a bit. They were assistant managers who were non-qualified. And as a practice, organizations like us, we don't promote a person to a manager level until and unless they have a qualification, be it a chartered accountant degree or a CPA degree, the US chartered accountant equivalent. Fast forward 5 years from then, I have left the organization, but still I get calls from my previous organization colleagues about the way the communication was done and how this adoption of the scorecard was a success and it got accepted all over. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I would conclude by saying a famous concept which we all have heard. It's not what you communicate, but how you communicate which matters. Had this communication gone out as a regular email with the tagline, "Do reach out to me for any questions," I strongly believe it wouldn't have worked. Not all changes make sense at first, but eventually we get to know the benefit after time lapses. Having said that, I completely agree to the point which my team member had made, that some changes don't make sense till the last as well. Toastmaster Srinivas, back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohanlal. This is a subject that we can conduct 2 or 3 days of workshop and still people will not be comfortable to go for a change. People fear change because they will lose control when there is a change. And also, we don't know the outcome of a change. That is, I think these are the 2 reasons why people are afraid of change. Thank you very much for this wonderful topic. And we'd like to give a minute break for the evaluator to make notes, and we'll continue our next segment, the table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas.
We will start our table topics in a minute, Toastmaster Apoorv. I see that our evaluator is anyway has done the notes and looking very comfortable. So yes, we will start the next segment. Let me introduce our table topic master for today. He is a data scientist by profession, and his passion is to voraciously consume information by reading, listening, and watching. He likes bike riding, trekking, and camping, basically outdoor stuff. And another important trait is, guys, listen, cooking, something that we all are not good at, is worthy of making a friendship. And dear Toastmasters and guests, please welcome Toastmaster Apoorv. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. And that was a pretty embarrassing introduction, especially the last line. So cool. Let's just start with the table topic session today. So a couple of changes I've made this time. First is instead of actually spinning the wheel and stuff during the call, I've already spun the wheel and made a list of people to come. Okay, this is going to save us a bit of time. So the first person up is Toastmaster Ranjit, or is Ranjit a guest? Toastmaster Ranjit,
He's a guest, but that's fine.
Okay, it's okay. Then we'll put him a couple of lines down. That's not a big issue. Okay, Toastmaster Purushottam, then you are up. Okay, so keeping up with the theme of the day of resignation, and keeping up with another interest of mine is memes. So we're gonna have the theme of the the table topic session is going to be resignation memes.
Resignation memes, okay.
Cool. Tell me when you guys can see the screen.
Yes, I can see.
Cool. So, oops. That's your topic.
So just one clarification. So I need to share my views on this topic, right?
Whatever inside, perks your thought process on this.
Okay.
Anything goes.
Yeah, so only upper level management gets to resign. So I think this is not correct. It's actually everyone gets the fair chance in this industry, private industry. So it's fair, the organization practices and policies. I think it's fair across all levels. There is no discrimination towards senior management. It's the same across. And about the theme, I think concerning the resignation, so it is quite rampant. The attrition ratio is percentage compared to previous 2 years versus now. It's very high. And yes, just in my team, I've seen almost 20 plus people leaving in last 1 year. So that's the kind of attrition I've seen. It's close to 25-30%. That's the kind of attrition I've seen in my team. And the primary reason so far, what I've heard by interacting with these people who are leaving are, one is I think they have too many opportunities. Everyone has minimum 2-3 offers, and as the talent is abundantly available now, so it's also the salaries are very high. I mean, everyone has multiple offers, so to retain the talent, to attract talent, so we had to go for very higher salaries as well. So I think these two reasons, salary as well as having a lot of good opportunities on the market, and with this remote working, people can actually work from anywhere, any location. So they have too many opportunities, and also with good salary. And this has caused a lot of attrition in the industry. And at the same time, what we are trying to do is, because each one have multiple offers, so what we have started practicing is we only look for people who can join us in next 1 week or 2 weeks. Beyond that, we don't look for people because we are sure that they'll not join. Almost 90% people don't join, and even more than 1 month notice period, they don't join because they'll have some other more offers. So we've started adapting this practice. People who can join us in next 2 weeks is what whom we are targeting, and we are hiring. That helped us to get talent. Thank you. Over to you, Apoorv.
Thank you, Toastmasters Purushottam. I do agree that there are too many opportunities here. Just how resource poor a country we are, as far as talent is concerned, is actually given by this, that there are just too many opportunities for all of us to go for. Salaries are high and everything. Thank you for that, Toastmaster Purushottam. Toastmaster Aparna Dua, you're up.
Yes, Toastmaster Apoorv.
Cool. Your topic is
Okay. This is actually a interesting picture. This has happened to me. So not resigning, but I've had, employee take long leave before, I was going for a vacation. So that ended up, and because of that, I had to actually cancel my vacation, which I'd planned for many months. So that was very bad, bad time, because everything was planned, and we had to cancel the entire thing because one of my key member, suddenly went off for a few months. Yeah, just sort of ad hoc, something comes and sorry. That's it from my side. I don't know what else to say. Sorry, it was a difficult picture.
That's okay,
it from-
Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Aparna Dua. You did actually come hit the green zone, so I think you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, all of us have had the situation where one day we go on vacation and this person is leaving, and then it makes you reconsider: do I take or do I not take? Cool. Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. Toastmaster Prajawal, you're up. You there?
TM Apoorv, I'll do it next time. Like I'm maintaining these notes for now. So
No issue. Cool. Okay then. Toastmaster Ranjit, I know your guest, but it's okay. Are you there?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need to speak about this particular picture, right?
No, the next one. You'll have the next one.
Next one. Okay.
Your topic
Sure.
is.
Yeah, I can probably relate to this. It happens whenever someone in your company goes and you feel kind of betrayed. You have a little bit of jealousy as well, and you think, okay, this person is going, and there's an emotional aspect as well as an aspirational aspect attached to it, right? So yeah, this is a pretty familiar scenario in terms of at least in my personal experience. When people go and they have this last day, meeting or farewell speech, and you somehow feel that okay, you're inching towards that as well, probably in near future, right? So yeah, I would say more in terms of it kind of triggers sometimes that okay, what I'm doing here, when you see other people living, but at the same time, it also gives a chance for you to reflect back on your own position and think whether you are right to stay back. And this is something which is happening quite frequently of late, I would say, in my current company, where I can see a lot of my colleagues are living and yeah, the great resignation, which the topic of the day is certainly, it is very relevant in my company, which I'm working right now. And one of the interesting thing which I've seen is, a lot of old timers in my company, people who have spent like 10 years, 15 years, have suddenly decided that they have to move on, which is kind of strange and which is kind of interesting as well, right? A person who's been in thicker in things of the company for a long time, suddenly they feel that they have to move on to some other company for better career opportunity, which is quite strange, because ideally what you would be doing is, in this kind of situation where pandemic is on and you want a stability, you might want to move on. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit. And I do agree with your point that a lot of old timers who are basically the backbone and the knowledge base of the company have decided there are other priorities in life. Cool then. Toastmaster Aparna AK, you're up. You there?
Yes, Apoorv.
Cool. This is your topic.
Oh, this totally happened to me just a couple of days back. So I'm totally going to talk about it. We have been best friends for the past 8 years. We have been working together for the past 8 years. And then one day he just calls me up and he was like, Apu, I've just put down my resignation. I'm like, oh my God. I said, we were supposed to do it together, not just you doing it and me backing out. And then he was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I said, totally do it. I was like, you just give me one opportunity to do it and I would just go ahead and do it right away. And you have got the opportunity, so you should just go ahead and do it. So yeah, it's sad that he's going to go, but I'm so happy for him because we've been thinking of putting down our papers for the past couple of years now. And then finally he got to do it. And I'm a little bit jealous that he gets to do it and I don't get to do it. But then, yeah, totally happy for him. Over to you, Toastmaster Apoorv.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. And you do definitely are right. You do get envious when the person you have been friends with for a very long time, he puts down the papers and you have to reevaluate your life. Like, am I slowing down or something? Cool then. Sorry, this is Toastmaster Srinivas, not Toastmaster Jagaraju, the other Srinivas. Do we have him on call? I'm sorry, should have announced he's next.
No, there is actually, I logged in with a couple of two systems because one system had video issues. I'm sorry about it, but I'll take it. Let me give a shot.
Perfect.
Or if anybody wants to go ahead, then yeah, we have a lot of stalwarts waiting to give their opinions. Toastmaster Ganesh, Toastmaster Shyamala, and others.
Toastmaster Srinivas, you're just a couple of lines down, so it's okay if you can hold off.
Okay, cool. Sure.
Toastmaster Vinay, you there?
Puru, one question for me also, if possible.
Yes. Yeah, you are there in the list. I've added you.
Yes, he is a HR and his inputs are very much needed.
Okay. Toastmaster Vinay, you're up, right?
Yeah, this is my first time. I don't know. Let's try.
Okay. It's easy.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the tough time we can say because we are used to of working from home and avoiding all type of traffic areas, especially in Bangalore where traffics are more. So it takes a lot of time to go back and in commuting. So when we come to know that we office are getting started again, then yeah, we think about that pain again of traveling. And yeah, when we work from home, we get a lot of time to complete the work as well as spending time with family. So that will be go off when the office will be started. Yeah, so that's what I can say now, Apoorv.
Yes, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay. Even I am not looking forward to going back to office. I got a nice setup here. I don't want to go. I've got an amazing chair. The office has cheap chairs. I get it. Traffic, not so much, but yes. Cool then. Toastmaster Deepa, you there?
Toastmaster Apoorv, guest Ranjit wanted to understand, he has mentioned in the chat, he wanted to understand what is expected out of him. So if you could explain and give the next topic to guest Ranjit.
Okay. Toastmaster Ranjit, it's pretty simple. You're going to get an image and whatever that image sparks in your head, you just have to talk on that. There's no hard and fast of how stuff has to be. It could be funny, it could be just boring, it could be anything. As long as it sparks your interest, we are all ears.
Yeah, I already spoke, so thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. All right.
Cool then. Toastmaster Deepa, you there?
No, but Toastmaster Deepti is here. Do you want a Deepti?
Just give me a second then.
Sure.
You're there in the list, but a little down. Okay, Toastmaster Ujjawal, you're the HR. You're up next. This is your wheel. Yeah, this is your topic.
Oh my God. Notice of resignation. So from means like this image, I am confused. Who is sending to whom first? Apoorv, any idea?
Yeah, the employee. This is how he's resigning. Hello, manager. It's not you. It's me. Bye.
So I am having a manager, not the company. Okay. So it's not me, it's you. I will tell you something about the resignation which actually happened with me. And I think I have already told you in the meeting. So when I have started my career, there was one manager in my company. That was a small consultancy because in HR, we have to do at least 1 year of, we should have at least 1 year of experience in calling to the candidates, like to any IT guys for the job opening. So we used to do that. So in that, there is like a target base. Most of the IT people don't know that you will get the call once, but we need to do 100 calls a day or more than 100 calls. In that, we will get 1 or 2 candidate. And in that 1 or 2 candidate also sometimes happen that they will not attend the interview. So same thing happened, like there was 2 candidates which almost got selected final round. Then out of a sudden they told, I have a good offer, I am going, by, thanks. 1 mail, gone everything. Everything, like in a means like that 1 month calling, checking every time that what's happening. No one cares about it, first of all. So in the back side, the managers are telling to us or to the recruiters that why this has happened. All the responsibility will go on to the recruiters. It's all, if the candidate is leaving, it's depend upon recruiters. If anyone will ask the reason why, everyone will tell, you have not contacted properly, you have not done this. If at the time of the resignation, when I have resigned, from my current from my last company, there was a scenario when I was like full fed up with that job, because I don't like that every time everyone will sit that give me the profile, give me the profile, give me the profile. I don't want that actually. So normally it happened, they told Ujjawal, you will be about, if you will not get 1 closure in the next 1 week, so we will throw you out. Directly they have told. I told, okay, just on that time only, I have dropped the mail that I am resigning. So I have wrote a very big paragraph to them. See, this is a thing. If you can help to resolve this, this company will be good. But apart from that, I have listened there was one quote on the LinkedIn that good employees will not leave. Employees will not leave because of salary. Employees will leave because of the company rules and regulation or the culture. So this is all directly related to this post only. Yeah, I'm back to you, Apoorv.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. I've never actually thought of the perspective of what the recruiters have gone through. And you are right on that part, that we change managers.
It's actually very dangerous. It's actually very dangerous.
Correct. I mean, you have goals as well as we do. And okay, moving on. Toastmaster Deepti, you're there?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. Your topic is?
When you're writing out your resignation letter in your head. Oh yes, this is wonderful. So how many of you love your job and how many of you hate? I fall into the second category. So not right now, but when I was working in IT industry and I was done. Like, so I'm a person, first let's understand how I work. I'm a person who cannot say no directly, or I cannot make the other person feel uncomfortable. So I drag things unnecessarily. I'm not a direct communicator. So in my previous job also, I dragged a lot of things till it came to a point where I did not want to talk to anyone or connect with people. Not the best way, but that is how I functioned at that point of time. So every day I was sitting before my system and I was thinking, okay, what can I do which will give me more purpose in my life? I used to search for new jobs. And at the same point of time, I was writing these pretty beautiful letters of resignation in my mind. It will be like, yeah, I'm quitting because I found my purpose or something. I'm sure my manager would be least bothered about all those things. So finally, the way I resigned was, instead of telling them that, yes, I got accepted into a fellowship, it was an NGO. I got accepted into an NGO as a teacher. I instead told my manager that my husband is going to Europe and I'm accompanying him. So now the problem is people start asking you questions. Okay, I'm not very proud of what I did in that moment of weakness, but people start asking you questions. Okay, where are you moving? Which place? Which country? And yeah, I was stuck. Okay, so I told them a country at random, and turns out there are people there. You know, my colleagues, they have friends there. And they ask you question, oh, really? You should visit that place. And you know what? You come out to my place. I'm going to give you this contact and that contact. And that is when I decided I'm going to block all of my, the soon to be going to be ex-colleagues. And truthfully, yes, I have blocked my last team colleagues because I was so embarrassed of lying and then building up a lie upon lie. That is one period I very much regret in my life. And if I could turn back the time, I would definitely gather up my courage and tell them that, you know what, I got another job, so I'm quitting. So thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti.
But I thought maybe your husband will be motivated to quit and go to Europe.
That did not happen, unfortunately. I did try to motivate him to leave the country. It did not work that way.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. I will do remember not to make up any stories while I'm leaving. That's a good learning for me, at least. So with that, I'm going to wind up the Toastmaster table topic session for today. And over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv, for aligning your questions along with the theme. There are two ways to conduct table topics, right? One is to totally surprise all the audience by coming up with new questions, so that they come out of the comfort zone and give their experiences. And another way is to align with the theme so that they are well prepared and they're comfortable in talking about it. It's thank you for doing the next one. The second one, great work, and in a short time you've come with so many slides because I announced the theme only yesterday. A good job there. And it's good to see all the woes of all the experiences of all the employees, why they're upset with the work, why they want to quit, and why they are unable to quit in spite of being exploited. I hear so many chat messages as well. This is one of the topics that everyone wants to discuss. That's the reason I came up with this. However, coming back to the theme, one of the main reasons why people are leaving is they have a strong desire now to work remotely. Prior to pandemic, many workers have not experienced remote working, especially non-IT folks. Then at the peak of pandemic, offices everywhere were forced to shut their doors and workers were told to work from home. While remote and hybrid working models were already beginning to gain popularity pre-pandemic, the pandemic certainly accelerated this new working trend. And many believe it's trend here to stay. You cannot change. One of the questions that you asked is, you're asked to come back to office. Certainly not for Bangaloreans, especially the married folks. Bachelors, I agree, they're bored at home, they want to do networking, they want to enjoy office food, they want to do other stuff. But definitely for the married folks, work from home is a boon, because you tend to save, you get to save at least 2 hours of your time commuting, and that 2 hours can be used for family. 40% of the job changers surveyed said they were attracted to the new position because of the opportunity for remote working that is provided. This suggests that an increasing number of global workplace now expects to work from home moving forward and enjoys often better work-life balance that it provides. Most of us have moved to our hometowns for work from home. Some of the folks who love traveling, especially in Europe, because of this work from home, every month they're staying in one country, working from home and moving on to another country and experience the travel along with it. So this trend is going to stay because it has changed the lifestyle. We are adding a lot of value to our life in addition to do the work. It's like work from home is like a reward for working. Earlier, we used to sulk when the work is not good, the work environment is not good, but we don't have all those issues now with the work from home. The reason being, whatever money that we earn, we get to use that for travel and enjoy life. There are many other reasons, poor treatment, that the exploitation that was happening for all these years, as to reach the boiling point. And one employee, this is a dreaded thing, actual scenario for every manager in the team, right? If one guy in a good team leaves, it disturbs the entire equilibrium. And in addition to that, a lot of people are motivated to leave. When he leaves, he takes the other people as well, and people start looking out. Usually, when everything is fine, we don't look out for job opportunities. But when one person triggers a movement, even if everything is fine, I'm sure you would have experienced this. People want to move away. Even with the best managers, even with the best companies, they want to experience a change because our friend or our close teammate has left and he is enjoying the new job. Some of the employees, they were dissatisfied with the culture at the workplace. They left. Some of the employees, 28% of the employees who have left, they said they left their jobs without having another lined up. That is an interesting one. I'm not encouraging people to leave, but people are so tired and fed up with the jobs that they are leaving even without having another one lined up. Burnout is another extremely high reason. People who've been facing burnout, they were scared to leave the jobs because that is not the culture in India. Because people thought without a job, you become useless and you are treated as a pariah in the society. So many things. We've come out of all those inhibitions now. It's cool, even if you don't have a job, if you're taking a break for 1 year, it is still people consider you cool. In fact, people appreciate your courage, your guts. Well, with that, we'll move on to the next session. May I request General Evaluator, is it Toastmaster Francis or Ujjawal, to take over and continue the proceedings?
Toastmaster Ujjawal, you can go ahead and call the evaluator and then the tag team.
They were same evaluator, right? Dear.
Yeah, Toastmaster.
We have only one. Yeah, we have only one evaluator, Toastmaster Shyamala.
Okay, Shyam. Okay. Just give me a minute. So I think Purushottam has given the speech, right?
No, not me. It was Prasanna.
No, not Purushottam. Toastmaster Mohan. Mohan has given the speech and Toastmaster Shyamala is evaluating.
Okay. So Toastmaster Shyamala, the stage is yours actually for the evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Toastmaster Mohan, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Toastmaster Shyamala, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Great, thank you. So Toastmaster Mohan, great speech. I love the fact that you used the word of the day. It was a complicated word and a little tough, and regardless, you found a way to weave it into your speech. Great job done on that. I love the ending in terms of it is not what we communicate, but how we communicate, because that is so apt. You can end up changing the message regarding the, I mean, depending upon the way you communicate, and therefore the how always precedes and matters, regardless of the what, in my personal opinion. I love the subtle weaving of humor when you said your subordinate said that some changes do not make sense at all. And when you also referred to how something can be a pain in the unmentionable part of the body. So very, very good on all those accounts. And I truly appreciated the speech. In terms of your clarity, you were great. In terms of your content, it was thoroughly prepared. In terms of how you deliver and did you have an audience connect, absolutely you were prepared. And you had researched about change and your gestures were good. Your comfort level with the topic definitely came from your years of experience having landed change at your various organizations. Were you interested in it? Definitely, because the content was very well constructed and therefore engaged the audience. In terms of the tone and tenor, I would invite you to explore more because you had beautifully built in humor. I mean, those places, if you could have taken a pause and you could have yourself, that would have lent itself to it being more humorous for the audience as well. Or if you yourself had lightened up, because those are not usually oft used terms, and it would really bring for great laughter or great humor within the speech, and that is something that I would invite you to explore. Overall, a great speech. You are a consummate speaker. You have completed level 1. Do enjoy, looking forward to your speeches. All the very best, team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyamala, for this elaborated evaluation of Toastmaster Mohan's speech. As I was not there, I haven't listened it. Today I joined late. So Apoorv, just upload this recording so that I can listen it once again. Yeah. So now the most important point is for the evaluation, overall meeting evaluation. So I have a tag team where I think Prajawal was the timer. So Prajawal, can you show the timing reports and all?
Sure, Toastmaster. Just give me a second. I'll share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Can anyone host enable the screen sharing, please? For me?
Francis. It's done, Prajawal?
No, I still didn't get the access for sharing.
Francis, you are here? I think he is not here.
Okay, till then we can continue with.
Yeah, Purushottam is the R counter for today's meeting. So Purushottam, you are able to share the screen?
I think Toastmaster Francis is here. Toastmaster Francis, you need to grant sharing rights in order for them to share their spreadsheets.
Oh, sorry. Just give me a second. I just got disconnected. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
enabled.
Yeah, just a second. Now I can. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So yeah, this is the timer report. Seems everybody is on time, and few members exceeded the time during this day.
I'm the only one.
Not a big deal. So yeah, this is the report. I'll and still these are to be filled, and I'll share it in the group once it is done.
Sure, not an issue. Our next is our counter, Mr. Purushottam sir. So can you share your screen and show the details?
Yes, Toastmaster Ujjawal. Please let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yeah, I am able to see the screen.
Yeah, so this is the today's our counter report. Overall, I I think the quality of the speeches are good. I didn't find a lot of filler words or crutch words, especially the Toastmaster Shyamala, Toastmaster Srinivas, Toastmaster Mohan, and Toastmaster Prasanna. Considering their speech time, they have been speaking a lot in this session. Considering that duration, I think their filler words are very, very few. And others, maybe our guest Ranjit has used a little bit on the higher side. I think overall it was a good session with very few crutch words and filler words. Thank you for your Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purushottam, for the detailed report about the counter. Now, our I think Ganesh sir is the grammarian for today.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everybody. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, as a grammarian, I'd just like to point out a couple of fantastic usages of some words. Many of you use the word of the day. Thanks for that. And also some good phrases which I liked were Toastmaster Prasanna's "go with the flow." It's a very nice term. Also, he used the word transition. In Toastmaster Mohan's speech, I like the use of the terms comfort zone, abdicating responsibility, second nature, share of hiccups, and words like inculcated. So that was great. Keeping up with the theme was a phrase used by Apoorv, and many other words, rampant and other usages. I got kind of disconnected in between for some time. So apologies, couldn't capture all of that. But I just like to point out one thing as a grammarian, that there's a difference between conversational English and when you speak in a table topic or in speeches. We tend to just speak, give our speeches or table topics as if we are speaking informally in a conversation, which is different. So I just request everybody to be conscious of that and use sentences with the right punctuation, complete the sentences before starting on the next one. And being a little more conscious on that would help everybody here. So thank you. It's great listening to all of you. Yeah. Back to you, Toastmaster Ujjawal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. So moving forward, I'll quickly give my general evaluators report since Ujjwal was not there for the entire meeting. So to just sum up the entire content of the meeting was very good. The topic selected by Toastmaster Srinivas was very relevant. I feel most of us would at least have a small experience of, this huge change that is happening around us as we all are in corporate. So even I am currently facing the heat. I'm finding a lot of people, seniors in my team leaving, and key responsibilities given to us, even though we are freshers. So I can definitely feel the heat of the change that is happening around. Yeah, moving forward, I want to share my views, but since we do not have time, so I'll keep that for another day. Coming to the entire session, Toastmaster Aparna started the meeting, I think, at 10:02, which is comparatively a good start to the meeting. And she gave her personalized touch to the entire SAA script. So I really liked her start. And everybody did a great job. The tag team, all the three tag team, Toastmaster Purushottam, Prajawal, I think it is for the very first or second time he's taking up a role, did a great job. Prajawal did a great job. And also Toastmaster Ganesh, as usual, he did best with all that he had. So yeah, and even the speeches were amazing. Toastmaster Prasanna, I'm not sure if we gave a standing ovation to him. Did we give a standing ovation to him? Okay. So yeah, so great job, Toastmaster Prasanna and Toastmaster Mohan as usual. And Apoorv also, the way you bought in, even I've always felt that, memes, there are really good memes around. We can have a table topic session with memes, just meme pictures, but you have done a variety of that just with the theme. So a great job. But moving forward to the and I don't find there any improvement points because there is no technical glitch. All of us did a great job. Toastmaster Ujjawal had to join a bit late, but yeah, that is we cannot dismiss that because it is his personal emergency. So just moving to the final VP Education's remark about the club as such. As Toastmaster Shyamala had just mentioned, we are actually planning to have this one standalone meeting. We would all like to, meet each other in Meadows Amenity Center the coming week, the same time, 10 o'clock. We'll just have a standalone meeting. We haven't decided the course of the action for the future, but definitely we just want to meet and give a flavor to how the offline meetings are to all the people who have just seen the online scenario. So that's the main purpose. And yeah, once we are done with that, then probably we can have a poll and check how often or how frequently we are planning or we should plan to have these meetings. So that's what we have decided as of now. If any of you have any suggestions, you can put it forward.
So I just did a quick check on the chat to see how many of us can be present in person, which will help us manage the logistics. So can you please insert in the chat window if you're willing to and will be able to attend physically next Saturday at the Amenity Center. If we can do a hybrid, we will try and do it, but can't promise at this point, but we will see if we can do a hybrid. But at least those of us who can be present, it would be great if you can just put it in the chat window, which will help Francis and I to coordinate the logistics locally at the Amenity Center.
We can just raise our hands on this this Zoom app itself. I think there's an option to raise our hands. I think that would be much easier. Yeah. For us to get a count rather than, so I see a lot of hands. Purushottam, will you be able to join? I think you will. Toastmaster Deepti told she will try. Deepa, we would really want to see you talk. Would you be available to we are planning to have a offline meeting next week, just one standalone meeting.
Yeah. See, we wouldn't know about the hybrid because logistics are still suspect. So next week we have only the offline. So is that something you would be able to attend, Toastmaster Deepa?
I'm not very sure right now, so I wouldn't want to commit.
Sure. You can take your time and let us know. Yeah, and
sorry, was it about?
You ask for me, Toastmaster Shyamala, or was it?
Yes.
Yeah,
would you be able to attend?
I do want to attend, but I'll have to talk about the logistics with my husband also. Like someone has to take care of the children. So if he is there during the weekend, I'll be there definitely.
Sure.
So I'll let you know by end of the day.
Yeah.
Sure, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Francis, would you want to work on the next week's role takers?
Yeah, so anybody who wants to take up the roles can, let me know right now so that we can block the roles for you. And there is no confusion at the last moment. Anybody who is Toastmaster Mohan, will you be attending?
He said tentative on the
Mine
chat.
would be tentative because I'm not sure. In case if I have work, then I won't be able to.
Okay, sure. So you can let me know. But anybody who can attend, who would like to take a role, you can let me know right now. Or
so Francis, let me finish. Then we can do this little later after the.
Oh, you're not yet finished. Okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Srinivas.
Yeah, we can do this. No, we at the end, and we also need to take feedback from the guests. We can do it together. I actually have a lot of content prepared because there's plenty abundance of contents. Imagine all the members have their own feedback to give. So there are thousands of lines, pages of content that is available about the Great Resignation, the reasons, and the macroeconomic repercussions of this. Whatever is happening, it's going to come back to us. If we leave companies, the companies will have to spend more money. When they spend more money, the cost is going to be increased. The companies will have to jack up their prices, and it's going to impact it again. The cycle continues. So there are a lot of other areas. I will touch upon them maybe in another session. But however, the impact on the business is very significant with whatever is happening. The voluntary turnover is very expensive. Everybody knows the employee turnover is very expensive and also disruptive, especially for organizations losing their best thinkers and best problem solvers. That impacts the client relationships and hurts team morale. We've discussed that, how it affects the team equilibrium and team balance. It also saddles employers with the cost of hiring, training the new employees, which is estimated to range from 1.5 to 2 times of an employee's annual salary. I know that the minimum cost of an employee attrition. One employee attrition is about 8 months of salary, 6 to 8 months of salary minimum. That is what you have to spend on the new employee, because there will be lost productivity with the new employee. He'll take 2 to 3 months. He or she will take 2 to 3 months to come back to think and adapt to the culture. It's a lot of waste of time. Right. The final one before I conclude, I just want to get some opinions. Can the Great Resignation be stopped? Can it be stopped? Anybody wants to come up with their views?
May I, Toastmaster Srinivas?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So just while you were speaking 3 minutes ago, I realized when you said it takes 8 months of salary for one person to get replaced. So it just occurred to me, previously, the large companies would consider employees, star or otherwise, as, cogs in the machine, just another brick in the wall, if you may say. But with a great, resignation, if you can call it, companies are now realizing, or at least the HRs are realizing, that it's better if we retain people rather than just keep replacing them and treating them as faceless machines. So when you said, can this be stopped? It'll naturally meet an end, because the HRs will have to learn that, okay, no, we can't just be treating, or like the managers will have to learn that we can't just be treating people as I said, faceless cogs. You have to treat them a bit more humanely, earn loyalty, and this will naturally stem the tide. That is what my thought is. Thank you, Toastmaster Srinivas. Over to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Apoorv. The HR perspective, the perspective that employees have, people who work in consulting or service-based organizations, the HR culture is different from the employees who are working in a product-based companies. In my experience, I've done both. The HRs are more friendly and empathetic in a product-based company. They are very aligned with the requirements of employees. But in consulting and service-based company, it is different. They work like the parallel bosses. That's what my experience. It may be different for everybody.
Can I give a perspective, Toastmaster Srinivas? Just one small perspective. So I quit a job which was kind of pretty cushy compared to my second job. So the second job, I got paid peanuts for the amount of work and time I was putting. And I have colleagues who are still in that particular industry, and they don't take money as a very important thing. So as you said, purpose and culture, they both matter for retaining people. So, and also the people you are working with, I think I covered it, right? People, culture, and purpose, all these three things, when they align, yeah, probably the retention of workers or employees will increase. That's my stand. Thank you.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you jumped the gun before this actual pandemic happened. This is a different experience all the employees who are in jobs are experiencing. Suddenly, the companies, HRs, everyone realized humans are important, human beings are important, employees are important, they need to be treated, and they should not be taken for granted. That is what we are experiencing. Very well said. So what, according to the experts, what they say is the growing number of resignations across the globe could become a major concern for the worldwide economy and for major corporates. This is why most companies have started offering bigger and better benefits to new employees. According to Harvard Business School survey, 81% of work from home employees during the pandemic do not want to return to work and desire a hybrid schedule. That means it's completely work from home, or once in a while, they don't mind coming to office on the need basis. Also, not just higher pay packages, but employees also want more flexibility to work from home. And for some, this would be a greater factor than hike in compensation. Therefore, many companies are trying to introduce shorter and more flexible work weeks to hire and retain employees. I heard that some of the companies in India are already offering 4 work days instead of 5. The Great Resignation is a way for us to take control of what we can control. It's a chance to reset and in some cases, pause and take stock of what's truly important to the individual and take action and make changes. This is basically for the employees. While the Great Resignation may cause havoc to employers and organizations, to the individuals that are making the choice, I think it's beautiful. people changing their priorities and shifting their values from work to family and other aspects of life. That's all for today. Over to Toastmaster Shyamala for our closing comments. Toastmaster Mohan, you want to say something? That's fine. So over to Toastmaster Shyamala for closing comments. And after that, Francis can take
We have several raised hands, so I'm wondering if all of them want to say something. Toastmaster Deepti, Toastmaster Vinay, Toastmaster Prasanna. Is this just an indication of whether you'll be in person next week, or do you have something to say?
Toastmaster Vinay, you've been a guest. You want to share your experience, or you want to say something, or other guests, any other guests?
Yeah, Srinivas, I raised my hand for that. I can be, I can attend the next week in-person session.
Okay. So then, in the interest of time, we are 3 minutes over. So what we can do, Toastmaster Francis, is if there are any role takers immediately, if we can close it in the next 2 minutes, great. Otherwise, we should wrap it up and then we can do it offline. But next week's meeting will be an in-person meeting in Meadows. Over to you, Toastmaster Francis, if you have to add anything else.
Yeah. So somebody who wants to take up role can quickly raise your hands and let me know. I'll note it down. And anybody else who wants to let me know later can do that as well. Anybody who wants to take up?
Toastmaster Prasanna has signed up for our counter.
Okay.
Toastmaster Deepti wants a speaker slot, but please note, Toastmaster Deepti, we can do that once you confirm you would present in person.
Okay, Toastmaster Shyamala.
Sure.
I'll just confirm today itself.
And any Toastmaster Sachin has confirmed that he'll be attending. He's the area director, so he'll be there with us, so we can all meet him as well.
Francis,
yeah.
Francis, one thing. Next Sunday, right? I think.
Yeah, Sunday.
I will be.
Okay.
I will come.
Which role do you want to take?
First, let me attend that. Next, after that, I will take.
Okay. Okay, sure. We'll give space for everybody to experience this offline world and then take up roles slowly. So yeah, hope all of you had a great time today, and then we can definitely meet next week. Okay, Toastmaster Apoorv, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I just need 2 minutes of your time, like not even 2 minutes, just 30 seconds. Toastmaster Francis and I actually worked up on a schedule kind of for the way we conduct meetings. Yes, we shared it with everybody last week, and we would like to get your opinions as well on this. It is a back of the napkin kind of thing. I'm sorry I'm taking up too much time. Just give me like 30 seconds to 1 minute. That's all I need of yours. Tell me when you guys can see
But extremely crucial to ending meetings on time.
Yes. Guys, can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is basically just a back of the napkin schedule kind of thing that we have made. What we have done is we have started the meeting, let's say at 9:50. And how much time does every role taker / speech slot / whatever person that wants to speak? The objective is twofold. First is we want to have the maximum amount of table topic session, because that is the way that we get the most participation. Right, one. Second is there has been a gripe from many people that we have been delaying the meeting. Like right now, even it's 11:36 where the meeting is still on. So this way we will end the meeting at 11:30 and still give everybody enough time to kind of go through this. The person who's going to take, we're going to fill up the task exactly what is supposed to be done. This is for people who are new, or if you just want to refresh your course. This is what we have right now. And the person who's supposed to guide this and make sure this happens on time is the TMOD. And obviously the general evaluator in his general evaluation section will make note of exactly whether this was followed or not. I open the floor for questions and suggestions and anything, guys.
Yeah, I think it is extremely critical, and the onus is on the TMOD, and the TMOD can adjust his own speech or her own speech accordingly depending upon where we are and how much time we have. And I think we should circulate this in the group and let everybody ruminate over it. And if they have questions, they can come back to us next week.
Cool. Then
and thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv and Toastmaster Francis, for putting this together.
Yeah. So I get a question by Ranjit. So he's asking if there's going to be an online meeting. So I think only the next week we'll not be having online meeting. We'll check if it is feasible to have a hybrid meeting, but we're not sure. For this week, at least, we are trying to have it as solely like a get-together meet so that all of you can experience. So even if it's a little bit difficult, please try to attend it. That's what we would like to say. Yeah, that's from our side. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day and a great week ahead.
Thank you.
Photo.
A picture, please.
Picture,
whoever
please.
is there, can you open up your videos? We'll take a picture. Okay. Toastmaster Deepa, Toastmaster Ranjit. Okay. Toastmaster Ranjit. Say cheese. Got it.
So the best speaker for the day, the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Deepti. Congratulations, Toastmaster Deepti and baby. and the best speaker for the day is Toastmaster Mohan. Congrats, Toastmaster Mohan. I'll be putting the certificates soon. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, Toastmaster Deepa, we missed your comments actually. You are very eager for this theme, but we missed you.
Oh, I already told Apoorv I really want to know what you spoke on. I want to have it uploaded, and I missed out. I arrived late, Toastmaster Srini. I really wanted to see what you had. I mean, the second half when you were talking about all the things, about all the statistics and all the research that you have done, I really want to learn what you had to say. I think this was a very nice session. There was a mix of the new speeches and the season speeches. And Deepti is growing as a table topic speaker. I think you all have.
Yeah. Deepti has poured out her her emotions. Actually, it's a good session. That a lot of not only Deepti, a lot of people have poured out their emotions, and Deepti would have taken a revenge if you have put in your papers now. You jumped the gun a little earlier. Actually, I've left after 18 years. I really enjoyed resigning, and some of them have. Prasanna has posted that when you resign, suddenly companies will start recognizing you. They think you are the best person, and they offer you everything, whatever, even if not asked before. In fact, in my case, they offered me everything. They offered me promotion. In fact, they offered me a green card. That is what is happening nowadays. They offered me a green card. They asked me to send it to California. Usually, most of the Midwest is very boring in US. East is very tough to work, very cold and very tough work environment. Middle East is boring. California is something that we all look for. That is what is offered to me. They offered a green card and a work in Bay Area. There are a lot of Indian. So that is what is companies doing now. They are unable to handle this. They don't know what to do. It's just like the head mentality, right? It started, and there is no way for the companies to stop what is going on right now.
I'd like to give an example over here. So I got an understanding about my previous organization where actually I had implemented this quality scorecard basically. So out there, the usual employee turnover is around 20 to 25%. And that is